Alright guys, we're at a spot where we can actually move the 93 GT out of the way and bring the convertible in, but real quick I just want to give you an update of what we actually worked on. If you want to get a scrolling shot of the wheels here, they're back on the car, and as you can see, calipers look really good behind it, both front and back. Really happy with how those turned out. Probably went ahead and touched those up here with some paint, make them look a little bit better. So yeah, as you can see, the car is back on the ground, it's ready to roll. So let's go ahead and show you what we finished up in the engine bay. As you can see, the hood's back on. It's just kind of put into place. It's not fully adjusted, but went ahead and got the essentials on. Got the hood prop back in and everything. But yeah, we got the wiper motor and stuff back in. Where's that light at? I'll go ahead and shine that in here. Here we go. Probably got that. Okay, real quick. Look at that brake booster. It looks way better than what it did. So really happy with that, how that turned out. Raleigh did a good job on that one. Went ahead with the wiper motor back in, the vacuum tee, the map sensor. Went ahead and got the wiring harness zip tied to where it's going to be, and then got the wires out of the way so nothing's dragging. Got the new hood seal in, so that's good to go. And yeah, so everything looks good there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get this car put out in the driveway where it's going to sit for a little while, and then we're going to bring the convertible in, get that up on jack stands, and we'll start tearing that car apart. Let's do it. Alright guys, we got the 91 convertible here in the shop now. We're going to go ahead and start taking stuff apart. Riley's going to pick up some more of the bigger jack stands so we can get this car pretty high to work under it, because we're going to pull the transmission from the bow housing below the car along with the X-pipe and of course the drive shaft and stuff like that. It's all going to be done under the car. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. And then we got the car back far enough to where we can put in the engine hoist in front. No, it shouldn't be a problem there. But yeah, that's should be a pretty easy job. So you ready to get started tackling this?
Yes.
And once we pull the engine, we're gonna clean it up too. So we're gonna make everything look really nice. Once
Yeah, looking at this engine bay, even with this motor in it, compared to the other ones, like, whew.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll do it all over again.
That's right. Then we get to do it all over again. All right. So we're gonna start taking stuff apart, and we'll get stuff ready for it to be pulled out of the engine bay. That's it for the exhaust down here.
It dropped right off. So.
Now I gotta take off these 4 transmission bolts here that hold the trans to the actual cross member, and then the clutch cable, and then we can put the car back on the ground. All right, guys, we got the engine pulled out of the 91 convertible. Actually, wasn't too bad of a job. Luckily, it just came away from the transmission, no problem. We actually ended up deciding to leave the transmission and drive shaft in this car because we're going to use the transmission that came with his 93. So we ended up just cutting out a good amount of the work, crawling under the car to do it. We just had to loosen the 4 bolts that was connected to the bell housing. But yeah, it came right off the transmission, no problem. We were able to get it up and out of the way. Now it's here on a tire, so we're going to prep this thing to get on a engine stand so we can clean it up. And I think our oil leak issue is at the oil pan. It doesn't look like it's at the rear main, but we'll inspect it further once we get it up on the engine stand. So, you know, this was a big part of the job here.
Yeah.
And now that it's done, I mean, it really wasn't too bad if you think about it. But what do you think about the difficulty of doing this here?
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. I mean, it's take your time. Make sure you're not yanking anything out of there that needs to stay.
Right, right. It definitely helps to have 2 people to do this because he was able to keep the engine level while I was pumping the jack up on it, or keep it from swinging back and forth like side to side and stuff like that, because that's where you can start damaging more stuff than you want to. But yeah, it came up and out. It didn't run into anything, and we were able to get it out no problem. We did have to jack the car up and put it up on some wood blocks, so that way we could get it up to where the jack or the engine hoist here would fit under the K member. But yeah, I think that was the biggest hiccup we had to deal with tonight, so I'd consider that definitely a plus there.
Yeah, just one disclaimer for Donnie's benefit: don't do this with one person. ever do this with one person.
I couldn't agree more with that. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this phase of the project here. The next phase, we're going to go ahead and get this up on an engine stand, start cleaning it up, and prepping it to install on the 93 Mustang. So the exciting stuff where we get to put the 93 back together. Hey, ready? That's right. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right, guys, stay tuned for the next episode where we tackle cleaning up this engine.